Welcome to the 46th episode of Lalitha Sahasranam Stotra. Lalitha. The heavy duty action items called tamoguna, using those heavy duty action items, karmacharana or action being performed, the fruit of this action distributed from Brahmagrandhi till Anahata. So that is Lalita. So what is between Brahmagrandhi and Anahata? Between Brahmagrandhi and Anahata Chakra, all the four faculties reside. Of course, the mind oscillates. It can go till Sahasrara. So the remaining, except for that, the remaining faculties are residing between Brahmagrandhi and Anahata. So if it is proven for the most difficult and heavy duty action items, and with that it resulting in a fruit to the faculties, so any other lesser entity that can be used for karmacharana. So that is the essence of Lalita Divya Rahasya Sahasranam Stotra. Let us move on. The next nama is Akula. Akula means the energy entity of the innocent mother that is present outside the community or tribe of the family, of the particular family. So we have been discussing about the introduction of the various professions through the genes, the genetic evolution of various professions, various communities, and through these various communities, the energy form is residing in these communities, the universal energy, mother energy form, and through that energy form, the community as a whole is being transformed towards saturation, that is Kulayogini. Kulangana, Kulantasta, Kaulini, Kulayogini. Now, so Akula is the entity or energy form that is outside, that falls outside the community. So Devarshigana Sanghata Stuyamanatma Vibhava, from that nama till Kulayogini, there are 32 namas, and within these 32 namas there are 18 Vasikarana Vidyas are being covered. So there are 45 Vasikarana Vidyas in this universe that was known to us through Padadvaya Prabhadar Parakruta Saroruha, the 45th nama. Out of that 45, the 18 namas, 18 apara Vasikarana Vidya are being covered from Devarshikana Sanghata Stuyamanatma Vibhava till Kulayogini. Apara means it refers to Advaita. You and I are not different, we are one and the same. Para means it is referring to Dvaita. You and I are different. Then there is one more paraapara, that is beyond these two, that refers to Sunya. Okay, so from Kulangana Kulantastha Kaulini Kulayogini, and prior to that Kulamrutaikarasika Kulasankeda Palni, the Universal Mother has performed the apara vidya, apara vasigana vidya. That is being part of the family or community. By being part of the family or community, so since she is part of the community, she is apara. She is not different. That is apara vidya. And through this apara vasigana, she has transformed the individuals towards the saturation, and the community as a whole is being driven towards the saturation. So, but it is possible that sometimes the individuals they don't they don't listen to the family members. They don't listen to their own community members. There are some rigid people who doesn't trust their own community, who doesn't trust their own family, and hence they don't take their advice, their own community advice. So these people, these individuals, are beyond. The apara vidya, vasikana vidya is not applicable to such people. It fails for such people because they simply don't trust their own community. And for such people, for such individuals, for their sake, for their transformation sake, Universal Mother has appeared in the form of Akula, that is, as an outsider to the community. So, as an outsider, as a friend, as a well-wisher, if somebody passes an advice, people take it rather than their own family members. So that is Akula. So through Kaulini, Ardhanariswara Tattva and Advaita was being taught to the community as a whole, and this Ardhanariswara Tattva and Advaita is a manifestation of apara vidya. So, but it is possible that not everybody follows and approves and practices this apara vidya and advaita. If the individual is seeing the world in two different ways or multiples of two different ways, it is not possible for that individual to be in a advaita state. So then how do we transform such people? For such people, so we have to address them through dvaita only, that is paravidya. And in order to be in dvaita, in order to help them to get saturated in dvaita, that is paravidya, through paravidya. So she is appearing in a form, in energy form that is outside the community, that is Akula. So therefore, we know that now that Universal Mother tries all different strategies to help us to reach saturation. Okay, so it's like a constant filtering process, constant de-embedding process that she applies to help people, the individual, all the souls that have acquired bodies towards saturation. So she doesn't turn, she doesn't leave anything unturned. So she addresses all the people till the last individual who simply do not want to transform. Even that individual is also being transformed. Even the Bandasura himself is being transformed. So any other individual must be much lesser, easier. So that is Akula. The next nama is Samayantasta. So Samayantasta is those who are not in yoga through Kundalini Kula Yogini. The community as a whole is being transformed towards yogam. Yogam is basically the northbound, southbound forces in balance, in harmony. That is Sivasekta Samarasya. Now, there are some individuals who are not fitting there. They are beyond apara. So for them, for their sake, she has appeared in the form of Akula to the Paravidya outside the family or community. And they are not in yoga. These individuals are not in yoga. They are not yogis. So the Samayantasta refers to those who are not in yogam. Those who are not in. They are not those who are not yogis. So their kamacharana or action. So at the end of that action, she recites at the end of that action. That is Samayantasta. So what is the purpose of that? So yogam is through Sagara Sangama and Sivasekta Samarasya. We know that what is the yogam? Yogam is it is beyond time. Samaya means time. So yoga means beyond time. That's why the Shiva Parvati are known as Adi Dampati, Dampatulu. They are the very first couple in this universe, it seems, and they are the most ancient because they are always in yoga. So if the individual is in yoga, is beyond time, so he can that individual can defy time. So that is yogam. So time is below yogam. So it falls below yogam. So those who are not seeing the world in Advaita and the world in oneness, in a holistic picture, those who are not having a holistic picture of the universe, they are in Dvaita and they are succumb to the time. They are not in yoga, so they are succumb to the time. And for such people, to transform such people towards yogam and towards the saturation, so through Samayantasta, their actions who are linked to the time, so their actions are kamajana. She is residing at the end of those actions so that she can steal them. That is the Samayantasta. So in the past, she is part of the family or community through Kulayogini and transform them into yogas. Now, those who do not fit into this, those who are rigid and who do not fit into this, so they need to be transformed first in an external fashion, because they are seeing the world in two different ways or multiple ways. So they need to be externally transformed. So through Akula, they have been transformed externally. And then that is through Paravidya first, and then once they have been taken control through Paravidya, then through Aparavidya, that is Kaulini Kulayogini, they have been transformed towards the saturation, that is Yogam. So therefore, Samayantasta also refers to a paraapara vidya. That is, first you have to be, it is beyond paravidya and aparavidya. So Akula is a paravidya, Kaulini Kulayogini is a aparavidya. So in order to transform those individuals who are not fitting into this aparavidya, that is Kaulini Kulayogini, who are seeing the world in different ways. So for their sake, she has started a new energy form, that is Akula, to be outside the family, and she resides at the end of their karmacharana or action to save them through paraapara vidya, that is samayantasta. So that is, she is beyond the time. If the time is, the cycle of time is, the wheel of time, if it is part of, if we are part of that wheel, then we do not know the wheel is rotating. So she is beyond that wheel in the form of samayantasta. Then she can control or steer that wheel, the course of that wheel. That is samayantasta. So therefore, this nama also promotes the paraapara vidya. Now those who succumb to the time, so what does it mean? Succumbing to the time means those who are succumb to the yama. Yama is the yama is the having the portfolio of the time. That is the one who is responsible for taking away the life force at the time of the death. That is yama. So those who succumb to the time means they succumb to the yama. So that is beyond time. So those who succumb to the time, they are linked. Their actions, karmacharana, are linked to the yama pasha. Pasha is a vasikarana that takes control of the faculty of intellect. We have discussed right in the beginning about that. So those who are succumb to the time, those who are not in yoga, they are succumb to the yama pasha. And those who are in yoga, they are beyond yama, they are beyond time, so they are beyond yama's control. Okay, so that is the meaning of this samayantasta. The next nama is samayaachar tatpara. So this is the various filtering processes that are happening, various DMD mechanisms that Universal Mother is applying. So samayaachar tatpara is beyond para, apara and paraapara. So it is para means it is it's different So samayaachara tatpara refers to para of something. What is that something? Para of the earlier para, apara and paraapara. So initially the apara vidya was performed by being part of the family, within the family, that is kulamrita ikrasya kulasankeda parani kulangana kulantasta kavalini kulayogini. And however possible, whatever number of people fits into this have been transformed into the yogam, that is called kulayogini. Now those who are not fitting into this, those who are rigid, they are not following the common thread of the community, and those who are rigid to transform for their sake, and those who seeing the world in various ways, different ways, those who violate the community rules, for their sake, she is residing outside the family in the form of akula, that is paravidya. So she has transformed them through paravidya, and then she has applied the paraapara vidya through samayantasta. And then through paraapara vidya, those who are in para been converted into the para taken into control and then transformed to apara. That means they have been put on par with the rest of the community. They have been transformed to they have been changed. They have been reinducted into the community, and hence the community as a whole is getting saturated. So these are two communities here: those who are fitting into the internal dynamics of the community, those who do not fit in the internal dynamics, that is, those who see outside the community, those who violate the community. So both these individuals, both these categories have been now transformed and made them in line with each other, into oneness in the towards the community goal. Now those who are beyond this, that is, those who cannot fit into the internal dynamics, those who see the world outside this community. So these two categories, and the third category, those who do not fit into these two also, that is the third category. So those who do not fit into these two, they fall outside the para, apara and paraapara, that is samayaachara tatpara. So now we see that how methodical is the strategy of the Universal Mother. So those who are not fitting into paravidya, those who are not fitting into the aparavidya, and those who are not fitting into the paraapara vidya. So those individuals who are beyond these three, that is samayaachara tatpara. So it seems that this proportion is very small. Those souls that have assumed the body, this proportion is very small, and that's why this is falling in the end. So it is possible that majority of the community are either in the seeing the world externally in different ways, and or they are following the rules of the community. Either you violate the rules or you follow the rules. These are the majority of the proportion. But those who are beyond these two, their proportion may be less. That is why this is at the end. So the this various transformation mechanism that Universal Mother implements, that can be seen, that is seen here, that is evident here, in the same manner that we have encountered Mahapadmatavi Samstha Kadamba Vanavasini, where all the individuals who have acquired the bodies, they have been transformed like a lotus flower. So samayaachara, through this nama, samayaachara is the concept of samayaachara. Concept of samayaachara is it becomes clear through this nama. So there is dakshinachara, that is north to south. That means clockwise direction is dakshinachara. Then the vamachara, that is anti-clockwise direction, that is north to south. So samayachara is beyond these two, dakshinachara and vamachara. Samayachara means to anchor the mind, faculty of mind, always in the current. That is samayaachara. So if the mind is anchored to the current, then there is no problem. So this Dvaita and Advaita, all this seeing the world differently, all this is because mind oscillates into the past and the future. So if the mind is anchored to the current, whatever happens is for good. Whatever happens is for the bad. It's good beyond good and bad. That is to stay in the current, not having the overdraft of the past or not having the daydreams of the future. That is samayaachara. So through these namas, akula samayantasta samayaachara tatpara, the implementation of the Vasigana Vidyas have been discussed. So akula samayantasta samayaachara tatpara, through that through akula, faculty of personality, samayantasta, faculty of mind, samayaachara tatpara, faculty of intellect, receives the training. The remaining namas we'll explore in the next episode. Thank you.